beautiful, and welcome to Cultivating Inner Beauty, where we're all about loving our healthy selves from hair, skin, and nutrition. And that, my friends, share a little bit of an encouragement with you. The story of me being pregnant and with fibroids. So let's get started. If you checked out some of my older videos, then I have some videos where I'm talking about fibroids. And in one of my videos, I'm sharing my experience with how the doctors removed not 10 fibroids, but they removed 42 fibroids. 42, and they did the surgical procedure, which was a myomectomy. So I got that done, and the whole reason behind it was not only because of having like how I was feeling, that draining feeling I had experienced with having fibroids, but I also wanted to get pregnant. And so in order to do that, then I needed to get them removed. And yeah, you can see the whole video in detail. Just click on my playlist and check that out. And so after I had the myomectomy, I thought that was it. But after that had happened, I went for like a checkup, and the doctors were saying that they weren't able to remove all of the fibroids. So I actually had more than 42 fibroids, guys. So one of the biggest things that, as you may know, that happens with pregnant women is that there's an increase in blood circulation because it's helping to transport nutrients to the baby and everything. And having that extra blood flow, it's good for the baby, but you also don't really want that for the fibroids because that's what's causing them to get bigger and everything. So it was like a concern of mine when I would go to ultrasounds and I could see the baby, and then if they did like an ultrasound of my entire lower body, then they could see the fibroids. And I guess it was always a concern of mine because I always didn't want the fibroids to get in the way of the growth of the baby. And that's what happened when I had my first pregnancy, and unfortunately we miscarried because I had fibroids that were in the way of the baby being able to grow. And so that was like a big concern of mine. And another concern of mine was with my diet. Now, I had a few cravings, but not compared to other people that, they have all these different pregnancy cravings. I didn't really have that much, but one of the things I knew I needed to do was pray over my cravings because I used to love sweets. And one of the concerns of mine being pregnant is that I didn't want to just go overboard and over the top with eating a bunch of sweets, because all of that sugar causes inflammation to the body. And while the body is adjusting to all these hormonal changes and everything, and then you take a break from sugar and then you just start to eat like a bunch of sugar, having that in your body, that's also feeding on to the fibroids. And so that was another big concern of mine. And so, yeah, I prayed a lot. For this baby to be healthy. God had already promised me, but I needed to just keep renewing my mind with good thoughts and the promises that God gave me. And so just knowing what happens in the natural with pregnant women, I didn't want to experience that myself, but I also knew that sometimes I just wanted to treat myself. And so I didn't want to go overboard to the point where I'm feeding these fibroids and making them bigger and making the baby uncomfortable, because they already living in a tight space in your womb. And then you have these fibroids, which makes the womb even smaller. So I was always concerned with that. There was a lot of times throughout the pregnancy it was very uncomfortable. And then when I would talk to like the midwives and like just different medical support I had during the time, I would let them know how uncomfortable I was feeling. And a lot of that sometimes had to do with the positioning of the fibroids and maybe the position of the baby as well, but the fibroids played a part in it as well. Because I had the myomectomy procedure, the safest way they wanted to deliver the baby, they wanted to go ahead and have a scheduled C-section, just so it would be healthy for myself and for the delivery of the baby. Some people are able to have a natural birth after, but I guess it also depends on the position of the scar of the tissue of your previous surgery. So that plays a factor. And so, I ended up having a scheduled C-section, and yes, that it didn't hurt, but there was like a lot of tugging and pressure. And they also ended up removing those fibroids as well. So I not only had the delivery of my baby, but I also had basically another myomectomy all at the same time. So all of that was a lot, and so it was a very big eventful day. I was able to get those fibroids out and have a successful pregnancy at the end of the day, but it was all through God's grace. To my friends, trust God and lean not on your own understanding. It doesn't matter how old you are or what health condition they may say or what the experts quote unquote may say, because at the end and the start of the day, God has the final say so. And that's what I've always been learning throughout all of my experiences. God has the final say so. And so whatever he has for you, it will come to pass. If you just stay in his will, then I promise you, every promise that he has for you, it will happen. And that's what I've learned throughout this journey, that everything that he has for me, it will not return to him empty, but it's going to happen if I just align to his purpose. So I hope this short story encourages you. I didn't want to spill all the details because, just want to keep it short and brief, and hope that this helps to build your faith today. I will talk to you in my next video. Bye, beautiful.